Hi, Karen. Just a quick video to reply to your question here because I could really write a long ticket about it. But the answer in a nutshell is I don't have an answer, and I'll tell you why. It's because Google is always changing. They've rolled Panda and Penguin right into their regular algorithms now. Those are the content algorithms and the inbound link algorithms. They're constantly changing and evolving. Now, if you go to planetocean.com, this search engine news network, it's not a bad place to get the latest information and updates. The problem is you got to pay for it. But trying to find an unbiased source of search engine news, this is not a bad place to go. But in a nutshell, here is where the trend is going. We actually work with a business consultant that has a bit of an idea on this, and she tells us that content, yes, Google will always say content is king, and right now, engagement, social engagement seems to be the trending factor in getting your site ranked better in Google. How long that lasts, and what other combination of things that go on your page, who knows? But it used to be content was king. The higher up the content on your page in terms of HTML, the more important. Guess what? Now, if you read through different articles, a lot of that's gone out the window because of mobile devices. Mobile devices, you can't get the content above the fold or higher up on the page. There's other things in the way. Sliders, pictures tell a lot, right? And sliders tell a lot because it engages the user, and this is important to Google as well. You know, it's aside from just the many factors that they have. But no, we used to try and build our Gen 10 templates and Gen 9 templates where we would take the headers and all the other bits and pieces and stuff them lower down on the page and have the content, the actual headings and content further up or closer to the body tag. Is that important anymore? No. What Google is looking for is more of a natural structure from what we understand. A natural structure is in HTML5, it's semantically marked up where you have headers and where you have H1 tags and paragraph tags, and what you have above or below that, like your nav bars and other things like that, that's all part of the natural construction of a web page. As a matter of fact, from I've heard, and whether I can confirm this or not, and this is why I wanted to do a video just to explain, I have heard that if you try to unnaturally force your H1 tags and your content above everything else on the page, if Google thinks that you're trying to over optimize your page, you can actually get a penalty, right? And when I say over optimize, I mean you have keyword stuffing and a lot of things going on. But I'm sure there's a lot of things that have to add up, but in today's search engine world, having content near the body tag is not as important as it used to be, at least from what I understand. I can't hold myself to that because Google is always changing and I don't work for them, so I don't know what their magic formula really is. But Search Engine News, this site here that we're looking at, maybe they've got some extra insight if you want to take it that far. But is there a concern about having the structure of the page in your Blackboard compared to previous templates? No, I would not be concerned about that. I'd be more concerned about the content you actually put in the page. I'd be more concerned about your social engagement. Like, are you getting mentioned on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram? Those seem to be the three big ones. And of course, is your content good content? You're using H1 tags, H2 tags, H3 tags as they were intended to be, right? An H1 tag, basically, that's at the top of the page. So when you take a look at our Blackboard, you'll see that we have the heading tags at the top of the page, and then we have content, and each section of content is broken off into an article or an aside, which is semantically marked up correctly. Each with an H3, 4, or 5 tag in that area. So as far as optimizing for SEO, we've sort of put things in the page as best we can, and what you do with them is obviously going to be changed. But as far as having the text or the content closer to the body tag at the top of the page, I don't think that's important as it once was. As a matter of fact, if you overdo it, it could cause a potential problem. And when I say overdo it, that is, you've done everything in the way of over optimizing your content on your site by having a bunch of inbound links with all the same text, that you've put your H1 tags and your content right up underneath the body tag, which naturally it wouldn't go there in the natural semantic markup of a web page. Normally you have a header and you have a menu and logos, and that's pretty much the way every website is built, right? And Google knows this. So trying to reorganize things to make it more important, it's not as important. And I'll give you a clue or a tip. If you take a look at any WordPress site, you'll have to scroll down for like 1,000 lines of code before you actually find the content in the page. Yet WordPress sites rank very well with Google, and Google knows to skip past all the junk up at the top and what to look for in the page. So anyways, I rambled on for quite a while, because when it comes to SEO concerns, I know everybody's really concerned, but the only advice I can give you is maybe go find a website that actually has current and up-to-date information. I read through their killer tactics about every 6 months or so, just to sort of get myself up to speed on what's changing, and occasionally take a look at the articles and stuff. But I hope this has at least some sort of help for you.